Some of the most successful and powerful people in the world are socially awkward. Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Bill Gates. So how have these guys who are socially awkward become so powerful aside from their knowledge? Well, they had to work on their social skills. Okay, now this video is broken down into 4 steps on how to become socially confident. All right, so step 1 is to understand your social anxiety. We cannot fix what we do not understand. I think you would agree with me. So we have to understand our fears, our thoughts, and question, are these helping us? Are they even accurate? Do we even know if what we are thinking is true in the real world? So this is where I live in this intersection of, okay, I'm thinking this, but how do I know that this is even true? And that's what we're going to do for step 1. So here's a table that's broken down into 2 columns. Your current thoughts and the reframed thought. Again, much of what you think either hasn't even happened yet, or you think something with no evidence to support it anyways. In either case, that just goes to show that what you're thinking isn't necessarily gold. It's not gospel, all right? So let's break this down one by one so I can actually show you how this works. Now again, if you're socially anxious, my guess is you have some of these thoughts, all right? So let's start with the first one. What if people judge me? All right, so you're an anxious guy and you're in conversations, you're at work, whatever, wherever you are, you're questioning, what if people judge me? What if people judge me? Well, the better thought, the reframed thought is, well, of course, other people are going to have opinions. I can't control their thoughts. They're going to have opinions of me. They're going to have opinions of what I like to eat, what I like to watch. I have no control over them. It's very important that you look and assess, do I have control over something or do I not have control over something? This is an example of how to change your thought process from something that's not serving you into something that helps you just relax and feel more accepted, because not everybody is gonna like what you like. Let's go with another one. What if I say something embarrassing? A lot of guys tend to have this feeling, which is why they're so quiet. They're like, oh my God, what if I crack a joke and no one laughs? What if I say something and people think that I'm weird, or what have you? Remember, everyone says embarrassing things at times. If you don't believe me, I want you to go on YouTube, your little homework assignment right now or after this video, preferably after the video, and look up stand-up comedian fails. I don't care who your favorite stand-up comedian is. You're gonna find them failing on stage. There is nothing more embarrassing than you trying to crack a joke in front of hundreds of people, if not thousands, maybe some watching at home too, where their primary goal is to laugh and you can't make them laugh. That is embarrassing. And that happens to the best of the performers, or best performers, I should say. So if you know that it happens to the best of the best, stop trying to avoid it, dude. Stop trying to avoid it. You're not helping yourself by doing that, because it's impossible to be flawless all the time. Now, there are tips, tactics, formulas, and I will give you all of which that I know, that I have learned through my own failures and experiences. But there is going to be a small percentage of times where things just don't work out, bad timing, it's embarrassing for you. Maybe the timing of what you said wasn't right, wasn't appropriate, and you just got to accept that, okay? I don't know what to say, all right? Reframe that to, it's okay to take pauses in conversations to gather my thoughts. Let's look at 2 different ways of speaking. Watch. Today I'm gonna go to the coffee shop, I'm gonna have some coffee, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna warm up some salmon, quinoa, and asparagus that I made yesterday. Contrast that with this. Today, I'm gonna go to the coffee shop. After I grab my cup of coffee, I'm gonna come back home. Then, I'm gonna warm up my salmon, my quinoa, and my asparagus. If you didn't know me and you saw these 2 versions, the first one would seem a little bit more anxious, a little more on edge, a little more OCD. Looks like I had too many cups of coffee, perhaps. The second one, I think you would agree, a little more philosophical, a little smoother, a little more confident, calmer, poised, methodical, right? So do not be afraid of pausing in conversations. If you don't know what to say, pause. You just sound and look smarter, okay? What if they don't like me? Look, not everybody's gonna like you. We kind of tackled this already with what if people judge me? Not everybody is gonna like you. If you walk around and you're a single guy and you think that every woman's gonna find you attractive, you've lost before the game has begun. All right, the same goes with trying to network and be friends with people and posting content on social media. This is the number one reason why people are afraid to be who they are on social media, because they're afraid of judgment and afraid of what others will think of them, okay? Do not worry about that. Let's look at the last one. I always make a fool of myself. Look, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody. You should not be focused on if you make a fool of yourself. The important thing to remember is what you do after that happens, right? So I have an internal rule that I try to live by, which is I personally make a ton of mistakes, but I look forward to them. My goal, though, is to not make the same mistake twice, okay? All right, so that was step one in trying to boost your social confidence. Let's look at step two, which is practice better listening. Active listening is probably what you've heard on several occasions. And I think a problem that a lot of people have is they focus too much on, oh, I gotta be super witty, super smart, super, I don't know, sharp, charismatic, smooth in how I talk at all times. And that puts a lot of pressure on you. So what I would love for you to do is remember these two phrases, okay? And here are the phrases and how you can use them in a conversation. The first one is, how did that make you feel? And the second one is, tell me more. How did that make you feel? And tell me more. Now, why am I telling you this? Because so much of the time when people try to force the conversation or forcefully be charismatic, the reason why they get stuck in this cycle and they fail is because they're trying to go from A to Z, all right? You should be trying to go from A to B, A to C, A to D, max. How do we do that? Well, we've already covered reframing some of our thoughts. Step two is just be a better listener, right? Just be a better listener. This is going to help you become more confident. Now, how do we use these phrases? In conversations with people. If there is an awkward silence, if there is a moment of pause, if there's something that's said and you're just like, okay, I don't know what the hell to tell this guy or gal. Hey, tell me more about that. How'd that make you feel when you went there and they said that? Oh, you went on that vacation? Okay, cool. So like when you went and you hiked to the top of that mountain, how'd that make you feel? Nice. Oh, tons of trees? Tell me more. Like what kind of trees? Okay. You see how you can just go on and on and on. Pass on the pressure to them. It's already been shown. Studies have revealed that people love to talk about themselves. So take the pressure off of your shoulders of trying to always find out clever lines and things. Just be a better listener. That is step two. By the way, if you're enjoying this style of advice and you're finding the information valuable, do me a favor, hit subscribe, like this video so I know that these tables, this style of content is helping you. Otherwise, let's go to step three, and thank you so much for watching. All right, step three is to use open-ended questions. Now, I know you probably have heard this so many times, but the problem is that they'll say this, but they don't actually help with giving you the questions, or they make it so difficult and ambiguous that you just get more confused than you were before you even watched this video. So, I want to show you this table, all right? This is called the FRESH acronym. And the goal here is that when you are in conversations, anytime you want to keep the convo fresh, hence the name FRESH, you can utilize one of these questions, okay? Now, I didn't want to give you and bombard you with 73 different questions, so I gave you 5 that I feel like are great in social situations to become more confident, because the more prepared you are in a conversation, then the more calm you're going to be, the less anxiety and stress you're going to have, because you're going to know no matter if you're talking about whether we landed on the moon or who shot JFK or what kind of cereal you like for breakfast, you can follow up with one of these questions, okay? So, here they are. F, what's your favorite hobby or activity and why do you enjoy it so much? So you're talking about the moon, you're talking about your cereal. Hey, by the way, random, I know this is kind of off topic, but I was wondering, I see that you have a lot of free time on the weekends. What do you like to do in your free time? Notice how I can use any of these questions as long as I preface it with, oh, by the way, hey, off topic, hey, ba. When you come across a conversation and the topic switches, it's always good to let the other person know that you're about to switch the topic. It's weird if you don't do that. So just say, hey, by the way, hey, off topic, hey, totally random. Say any of these three, then boom, pop in one of these questions. All right, now I'm not gonna read all of these one by one. You're a grown adult, hopefully. But these are the questions you can have in your back pocket. Use them anytime you wish. It's just gonna help you be more prepared in social situations, because I find that people, their anxiety comes down significantly when they just have a few of these prepared lines. All right, so stick with the fresh acronym, you will be fine, okay? By the way, I think it's important to know that when you are trying to improve your social skills, what's gonna happen a lot is you're gonna try things out and maybe they don't work as expected, or maybe you don't get the reaction you want, or you don't get the reply you want, and then your mind starts to formulate conclusions. You need to stop right there and ask yourself, is this a fact or a feeling of whatever the hell my thought is? Okay, now I want to show you a flow chart on exactly what I mean by that, because I think this is the crux of your problem. Is you watch these videos, you read these books, you know, whatever you do to get your information, and then you try some of these things out. You have an expectation of how people will respond. This is already a mistake. Expectations are going to kill your happiness. You have an expectation of how people should reply, respond, react based off how you will do it, and that is the problem. People don't react like you because they're not you, okay? So everybody reacts differently. Anyways, so let me show you this. This is called a fact or feeling diagnosis flow chart. And the way that this works is anytime you, like, let's say, for example, you're watching this video, you go home and you try some of these techniques out, and maybe the other person doesn't respond how you wish. I want you to do this. I want you to look at this flow chart, okay? So you're getting anxious thoughts. They didn't reply how you wanted. And then I want you to ask yourself, do I have evidence to support this thought? So let's give a sample scenario. You are at dinner with some friends, and a friend or whatever, girl you're talking to that maybe you like, maybe you don't like, when you tell her, for example, hey, so you went on that trip to Patagonia, how was it? Tell me more. And she's like, it was fine. And then your anxious mind starts kicking in. You're like, fuck, that guy Payam, that technique doesn't work. Or, oh my God, she's totally not into me. Or, oh my God, why did I say that? That was such a stupid line. You are right now in the anxious thought, okay? And then you start formulating thoughts about whether the technique works, what her intentions are, whether you are attractive, whether you are confident. You need to ask yourself, do I have evidence to support this thought? Let's go and dive into one of these specifically. Let's say you think, oh my God, she's totally not into me. Or, yeah, let's run with that one. I like that one. Do you have evidence to support this thought? In other words, how do you know that? Just because her reply was short? Maybe there's 12 people at this table and she also wants to socialize with her other friends. Or maybe there was a topic that she wanted to talk about with the other person sitting next to her and she wanted to say it before she forgot. Or maybe her reply is good enough for her because she was raised in a household where that's how they talk. They give short phrases to each other. You don't know someone's history, their bias, their views, and what style of communication they like. That's why it's the best to not assume things based off one interaction. Now, if this happens 10 times in a row, you can either formulate she doesn't like you, she's not attracted to you, or maybe that's just how she talks. One time, that's not enough meat on the bones, as people like to say. I don't even know if I said that right, but I think you get the idea. So, do I have evidence to support this? Do I have evidence to support Martha's not attracted to me because of my one comment? No, I don't. All right? So, you let it go. You let that anxious thought, you let it go completely. Do I have evidence to support this? Okay. We ask, is it objective? This is key. Is the evidence that you have objective? Martha replied in a very short manner. She's not attracted to me. Do I have evidence to support this? Yeah, when she didn't reply or didn't say a lot in her reply, that means she's not attracted to me. Let's just play along with that. Okay, cool. Is it objective? Because if you ask me, I don't think that means she's not attracted to you. Again, maybe there's other things going on. It's different if it happens one time versus 15 times. Okay? So if it's not objective, you let it go. If it is objective, then you decide how to move forward. But the point of this flowchart is to make you pause in these critical moments, because there's probably so much room for growth for you, but you're getting stuck in both of these areas. Do I have evidence to support this? And is it objective? And you probably don't have it for most scenarios, okay? That is step 3, using open-ended questions and being prepared about the replies you're gonna get, how they may go, how you should respond, okay? All right, step number 4 is more of just a raw, direct message to you that I wanna share. Embrace your awkwardness, okay? Again, I already started this video with 3 very powerful people that have made it successfully, depending on your definition of success, whatever. 3 powerful, impactful human beings that are socially awkward. Now, is it likely you're gonna be a gazillionaire? No, that's okay. But they were able to work and own their awkwardness. Nobody cares that they're really awkward anymore. That we just know that they're influential. Own your awkwardness. Be weird. Normal is not something you should strive for. You probably were very unique growing up, and that's great. So was I. Don't hide who you are now as an adult. Everybody's trying to be so corporate-y. Don't. Own it. It makes you look more attractive. You actually are going to come off more fun to socialize with. You're going to be a more interesting human being, okay? So I want you to do all these things so you feel confidence, so you can go socialize with anybody. This is going to help you find more friends, have more connections, network better, and eventually find a relationship. Find a partner if that's what you're looking to do, okay? Those are the 4 steps. Now, if you feel like you're in conversations and you overthink a lot, your brain's going 100 miles an hour, your thoughts are thinking about outcomes that haven't even happened yet, I have a free guide for you in the link in the description. Check that out. 100% free. It's 1-page template on how to stop overthinking in social situations. Otherwise, if you want to learn how to go from small talk to big talk, check out this video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. All right? Take care. Bye-bye.